Good morning. In previous class, we have discussed about the topic in what do you mean by industrial relation and some of the definitions of industrial relation and some concepts of industrial relation and the approaches of industrial relation. Today in this class, we discuss about the objectives or the features of industrial relations. Okay, so what are the objectives of industrial relations? So to avoid industrial conflicts and to maintain harmonious relation, the industrial conflicts should be removed and they maintain the relationship. Harmonious means happy relationship between one and another. Okay, so the next one is to increase productivity. They wanted to increase their productivity. Next one is to establish a pipeline between the workers and the management. The fourth one is to bridge the gap between employers and employees. Okay. Next one is to establish harmonious relations between operatives and management. And sixth one is to avoid government's interference in the working of the relationship between employees and employer. Next, to curb employee turnover and absenteeism and to ensure creative contribution of the trade unions. The next one is to avoid unhealthy atmosphere in the industry, especially strikes, lockouts, etc. The next one is to ensure better workers' participation and involvement in the production process. So these are the objectives in the industrial relations. Okay. So the next slide. And the problems under industrial relations are narrow focus by the employees of the organization and the inflexibility of the employer leading to decrease in the creativity of the employee. And the employees believe that there is a great divide that exists between them and the management of the company. So these are the problems which occur in the industrial relations. And the next one is the factors affecting industrial relations, that is according to the individual behavior and the organization structure. Psychological factors are there and leadership style and the economic and technical environment and legal and political environment. These are the factors affecting the industrial relations. So the acts related to industrial relations in India are the Industrial Disputes Act at 2010. The next one is the Plantation Labor Act 1951. The Industrial Disputes Act 1947. The Industrial Employment Rules 1946. The Industrial Employment Act 1946. The Trade Unions Act 2001. So these are the acts to the industrial relations in India. The industrial relations strategy mainly depends on the recruitment strategy, grievance strategy, safety strategy, retention strategy. So defining industrial strategy is traditionally understood as a set of government interventions which seeks to support or develop specific industries, especially manufacturing, but not only. An effective industrial relations strategy must include a company-wide commitment to doing everything possible to keep work centers safe. Safety strategies may include regular inspections and briefings, hazard reporting systems, and an open door policy for safety concerns. The steps of the employee relations management strategies. The first one is ensure honest communication. And the second one is promote the company's vision. Third one is trust employee. Fourth one is improve recognition and appreciation. Fifth one, invest in your people. Sixth one, foster DEIB. Seventh one is consider legal aspects of employees relation. Eighth one is monitor employees relation. And ninth one, have an employee relations policy in place. So these are some of the employee relations management strategy steps. Okay. So the DEIB means the diversity. D stands for diversity, E stands for equity, I stands for inclusion, and B stands for belonging. So diversity means the differences between the people, and the equity means about securing everyone's access to the same options of the resources. So these are the strategies of the employee relations. Okay. The next one. What are the challenges of industrial relations? Okay. The privatization, information technology, downsizing, re-engineering, workforce diversity, import liberalization, globalization, change in laws. So these are some challenges of industrial relations. So privatization is it will benefit management, but the employees have to be skilled and efficient enough to survive in the employment war. And the information technology consists of industries need to update their information technology to adapt with the changing situation. And the downsizing is companies are compelled to downsize their business because of a heavy competition. Re-engineering, the companies need to redesign their business structure due to globalization effect. Workforce diversity. Without multi-dimensional skill, it is very difficult to survive in the competitive market. Important liberalization. It may cause destruction of export-oriented industries and increase in unemployment. Globalization. It necessitates economic integration and consequent removal of other factors from the business environment. Change in laws. Rapid change in laws create problems for the firms to cope up with the changing situation. So these are the challenges of the industrial relation. So the next one is the measures for improving good industrial relation. So good and harmonious industrial relations create a sense of belongingness and group cohesion among workers, and also a congenial environment resulting in less industrial unrest, grievances and disputes. So some of the policies are sound personal policies, participative management, responsible unions, employee welfare, grievance procedure, constructive attitude, communication channels, education and training, mutual trust, sincere implementation of agreements, and government's role. So these are the measures to be improved in the industrial relations. For a good industrial relations, these measures have to be taken. Okay. So the participant in industrial relations occurs the organization management, employees and their association, and statutory authorities. These three are the participants in the industrial relations. So let me discuss about what is the sound personal policies. In this policies and procedure concerning the compensation, transfer and promotion etc. of employees should be fair and transparent. So these are the personal policies. Okay. The next one is participative management. So employees should associate workers and unions in the formulation and implementation of HR policies and practices. Some of the policies are implemented in this participative management. Okay. Next, the responsible unions. Trade unions should adopt a responsible rather than political approach to industrial relations. So trade unions are occurred in these responsible unions. Employee welfare. Employees should recognize the need for the welfare of workers. They must ensure responsible wages, satisfactory working conditions, and other necessary facilities for labor. The grievance. A well-established and properly administered system committed to the timely and satisfactory redressal of employees' grievances can be very helpful in improving industrial relations. Next, constructive attitude. Management must recognize unions as the spokesmen of the workers' grievances and as custodians of their interests. The employees should accept workers as equal partners in a joint endeavor for good industrial relations. Communication channel. communication channel, it is creating a proper communication channel to avoid grievances and misunderstandings among employees. Okay, to avoid grievance and a proper channel must be created. The communication must be in a proper way, otherwise there is a chance of conflicts. Okay, education and training, these two very important things should be imparted to the employees for the well-being of the organization. Mutual trust, both management and labor should help the development of an atmosphere of mutual cooperation, confidence and respect. The 10th one, sincere implementation of agreements. The agreements between the management and the union should be enforced both in letter and spirit. Okay. The last one is government's role. The government should make laws for the compulsory recognition of a representative union in each industrial unit. It should intervene to settle disputes if the management and the workers are unable to settle their disputes. So these are the measures for improving good industrial relations. For a good industrial relations, the employee welfare must be there, and there should not be any grievances, there should not be any conflicts, and for the employment, for the employee growth, the management should provide some sort of benefits for the employee. Okay, there must be a proper communication channel from top to top management to the low management. Okay, top level to low level, and some sort of government's rule is applicable, which should be managed correctly. The mutual trust must be there, and the education and training should be applied, and the participative management is there, and the responsible unions are also applicable. So these are some of the measures for improving good industrial relations. So the main concept of the industrial relations lies between these four, that is employer to employee relations, and group relations, public relations, labor relations, and labor relations. Okay, so these four are the types of industrial relations. Main important are the employer to employee relations, group relations, public relations, and labor relations. Okay, the conclusion part of the industrial relation is, for the basis of the higher production with higher profits and minimum cost, good industrial relation is necessary, which would lead to increased workers' efficiency. Good industrial relations reduce the industrial disputes. Industrial progress is impossible without cooperation of labors and harmonious relationships. The industrial relation measures followed by effective relationship between management and employees. An effective industrial relation results in the increase of the productivity of the organization. Thank you.